everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Lisa, Paper Lace and Bling. I hope everybody has had a great day. We just have a few more little housekeeping things to do on our box before we go back into, I just figured we might as well finish kind of the way it sits right now, finish it off. So I cut a piece of paper. Mine is like 3.5 by 7 7/8. But yours might be different just because, you know, nobody's perfect, including me, especially me. So this just fits right down into the hole, and I already did it once to make sure it fit. So I'm not going to put it down in there and show you until I get the glue on, because it was a bugger to get out. So it's a really nice tight fit. So, yeah, I just decided to use this paper because it's not something I'm really using a ton of. You know, I'm using bits and pieces throughout the book. So we're just going to slide this in. And I promise you it does fit down in there. Like I said, it was a very nice, tight fit. And there we go. So now, and another thing is I can't get it in an angle where you can see it, but I glued the piece of paper where I put the bit of, you can see it right here, where I put the little bit of, sand on it with the glue, and so I glued that down. So that part's done. So this is covered, all the inside here. We've still got the front, which I'm going to be holding off on for a little while until I get back to working on this, because I don't want to have a lot of difficulty working on this. So we're going to hold off on this piece. But right here, now it's not anything that most people, I mean, they may pull the drawer all the way out. They will certainly be able to pull the drawer all the way out. And if they do, we're going to have to decorate in here. Now, the underside is completely covered with the yellow cardstock. So it's fine. The sides are going to need bits and pieces. And I don't really have scraps that will do that for, you know, in the yellow color. I do have, I think, a little more of the yellow color, but I'm not positive. But what I did was I took a piece of my grandson's artwork. I haven't even gone through half of the copy paper I have with all his artwork on it. I saved a few that I really liked, and the rest, it came right back into the craft room. So I made this out of the leftover papers from the back and the two sides, because I'm not utilizing those inside the book at all. So I went ahead and took advantage of all my scraps, and I was able to cover the whole thing. So I just made it so, you know, it definitely fit inside, and then once I cut that size, then I cut it. I stuck it back in and figured out where I wanted to cut it, and cut it so that, you know, I knew the depth of which it needed to go inside the pocket. So I am just going to go ahead and glue this down. I think I will ink the front so you don't see the white paper. Oh, this inker is really getting ripped up, and you know how I like to try and use one for a whole project, but I don't know if this is going to last. There we go. So the front is inked up, and I've been liking using the Fabri-Tac on here because it does give you quite a bit more wiggle room than you know, than the art glitter glue. I don't mind the amount of that art glitter glue gives me, but when you're building boxes, it just really comes in handy to be able to shift it around, see how you like it. Oh, okay. First, I wanted to put this down. We never did cover this piece, so before my glue dries, I already cut this to size. And scored it. It's a 1-inch piece and scored it at the 1/2 inch. Now before I really put it down, I want to smooth it so I know I have it down into the center, because I didn't do that last time I put one of these on, and it didn't do a very nice job for me. Huh. There we go. And then there's that. And let's go ahead and slide this in. I think it is fine. Just want it centered in there. I might have cut it a little short, but like I said, it's not going to be anything people are really going to be seeing that much of. And if they are looking, they're just more, I think, curious than anything else. So there is this piece done. And I probably will save these two sides for when I have some more little pieces. And get that done. Get the little sides done. I made sure, because this paper that I did the different ink work on and stuff with the stenciling is very thick. So I did make sure that once I put that in, that my box was still going to move in and out smoothly, and it does. Yeah, so I'm good with that. It's just on a piece of copy paper, and then it is thicker paper. Like, I think this was like 300 pound. I think it was something like that. I don't remember, but it was some thick paper I had. So I'm still kind of going to save this piece, because I do believe that I'm going to want this on the outside, and then of course the window will be in the center. And excuse me, of course, once I put this 1/2 inch piece here, then it'll be a 1/2 inch all the way around. Well, it might be 3/4 of an inch at the top, but that's fine. But that will cover that. So this page is still going to be held to no use. No. No. Bad girl. Okay, so we have, the box is pretty well put together now. So next time we'll be back on our pages. I don't remember if I've done any others that you haven't seen. Let's see. So I don't remember if I showed you this one. And it's just a photo mat with one of those tails. And I put a little thing here. I thought maybe I had stuck a photo mat in the pocket, but no, it's on the page. And I'm still working on getting these done. So no, I didn't get anything further along than when I left you for that. But there's a lot still to come. A lot still to come. But like I said, you know, some of these that are just gluing down paper and stuff, you're probably not going to see. You're just going to see more of when I do decorate the elements and things like that. So, all right, guys, that is it for the box right now. But now I have used all of my papers that I needed to save for the outside of the box. Did you guys see where I had put the mermaid tails coming out. I think I showed you that the first video. And I got a mermaid tail coming out of this one, her whole body pretty much. And then here, you just get the little glimpse of the tail. I just thought it was so cute. I wanted to do something on the sides that was going to be like a, oh, look there, isn't that cute kind of thing, but not, I still wanted it to be nice and flat, because I thought at first, I said, oh, I could sew some pearls on and put, you know, whatever I had on this side, a pearl, I could put a pearl on this side and sew, and but then it wouldn't be flat, and trying to put it in between two books would not be that easy. Because hopefully the idea of this is it's going to go into, I don't know, it can sit on a table if you wanted to. So you put it wherever you want it, whomever buys this. But making it, my thought was it would go onto a bookshelf, and then there'll you know, it'll just be book, this box, book, you know, kind of thing. So that's kind of what I was thinking about. We do still have to make a top. It's going to be probably just down this far, about 3/4 of an inch in depth. And I'll put a little something on the top for opening it. I had also thought about putting a window in the box lid, because that stuff I have is really strong. I don't know though. You know, I don't know. I think that might be not enough, you know, for pulling the lid on and off. I'm just thinking that that's probably not going to work very well. So we'll still think about it, but we're definitely going to have the whole window here, and it looks so neat right now with all the little shells and stuff and the sand on there. I did knock some off. I probably should have worked it in a little bit more, and I see that I can still kind of see the black over here, but I've still got layers to put on this thing. So this was just the first touching of everything, and because I wanted to have it over the edges of the paper, but I didn't want to have to try and be careful and not get it up the sides of the paper. So that's why I did that first, and then just stuck my paper down in there. Who knows? Either way would work. All right, guys? Till next time. See ya. Bye. Hey, guys. Okay, so kind of put the box away for a little while, and because I think I had a little portion of the box video that I'm attaching this one to, so trying to keep up with this. So you guys, if I don't know where I'm at, how am I expecting you guys know where you're at? Okay, so what I have done is I made little booklets. So these are little you know, little booklets. They're not just got any paper on them or anything, but I did that on both sides. And then in here I did the bits and pieces, used my leftover pieces, and these are just to remind myself to put tags in there. So they're just 2 scrap pieces. Now one thing I did, and let me lift this up and see if you can see it. There should be some shimmer. I just felt like this was a little plain, and I don't know if I like it or not, but since I've already done it on the one, I think I have to do it on the other. So what I'm using is the Ranger Liquid Pearls, and where does it tell you what this one is? Colors. I don't know. Dimensional Pearlescent Paint. Yeah. So there's no colors on these, but this is blue and this is white. I hope that's helpful. So yeah, you can see over here, I'm going to put quite a bit of white. And I like to beat on them a little bit like that from the bottom to help empty that tube out so we don't get. And then I put just a little bit of blue comparatively to what I put on the white, because I'm just taking the edge off so that it's not just white going in there. I might have to add a little bit more blue. I think I will. Just a little bit more blue. That was probably too much, but you know, it's all fun and games. There. Okay. So this is something you can do or not do. I mean, you probably don't have this ribbon anyway, but and then I just kind of, I got it on the paper as well as on the ribbon, and I just kind of raked it along, and I can tell that this one is a little bluer than the other one I had. And I just kind of spread it around best I can, just to not have this be, I don't know if boring is the word that I'm looking for, because I don't find it boring, but that it's got a little bit more to it than just the piece of ribbon on there. And I'm going to need more. But anyway, so then, not lay that on there, I took this ribbon and I flipped it over just like I did here for the little underneath these little cards, and I put one on each side, and then I took the seahorse paper and used the one with both sides having, because I cut them out, I cut out like half of the paper, and half of the paper, where did I put my pen? Here it is. Half of the papers I cut out with the horses without these orange stripes, and then the other half of them had the orange stripes. So this one's I used the orange stripes. Okay, so let's get a little bit more of this on. And it's just giving it kind of a shimmer and a little bit more color than what it had before. And I might come back and do more, because I'm definitely liking it better with a little more of the blue in it. So yeah, but I just wanted to explain to you what I did there. So that's going to have to dry. So I'm going to just take a little piece so that I can continue to work. I'm just going to take a little piece of the relief paper, and let's just lay it, close this, and lay it like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do on this page and this page, I want them to be mirror images. They are different sizes, but I want them to be like mirror images of each other. So I took one of these pages, and I measured how much I needed, cut it, cut it out, and then went corner to corner. Now the corners will get topped off, and I did the same thing here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So I figured out where I wanted it to end, and then that's where I made my mark, and then I cut across this way, so it was a whole sheet, and then I went corner to corner, and got my little side piece. Okay, so I did that on both sides. Now I am going to make an actual side pocket for each one of these. So put a half-inch score line on both sides, and then we're going to put a 1/2 inch. See, is this? Well, we'll just wait. We'll just wait. Okay, so we're going to fold one of the 1/2 inch marks up. And I want to, let's go ahead and get this cut the height we need, and then that'll make it easier. So, where's my pencil? Here's my pencil. So, I'm gonna, well, no, that's my dull pencil. I don't know why I didn't sharpen them all at the same time, but I didn't. I am gonna make this just a titch shorter. No, let's do from top to bottom. Okay. Let's do top to bottom. So now this is where I need this paper to be, but I need a 1/2 inch. And I can't, let's see, so let's just work with this one first. Okay, so we're going to place this, leaving a little edge right down to the line, but don't go over the line that you just made. All right, and I'm going to make a little mark and cut that little corner off so that it will fit in our paper like we're matting it, which we are. Okay, so I did ink everything. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to flip this like this and kind of figure out where it is that I want to make my mark. I think I need to slide it down just a smidge. There we go. And I'm only going to make it to where I need it, because I'm going to do the other page on this side, and that way I will have all the room I need. So I'm going to cut down a 1/2 inch from here, but first I'm going to lay this in my cutter and get a little bit of an edge of the blue still on this. Let's see. Let's show you what I'm talking about. This isn't quite as good a cutter as my Fiskars Pro is, but see, and I can't really tell. Move that back just a little bit. That looks about even. So let's see what I end up with here. Well, I got a little bit of an edge except for down here, but that's okay. I think it would definitely be much easier on my Fiskars Pro, but I wanted you to see what I was talking about. The next one I will hopefully do it properly on my Fiskars Pro. So now I'm going to go to the corner. I do have a little pencil mark. Let's get that off of there. And then don't take off your score lines, but let's get these. So here is an easy way of doing our little corner pocket. Let's just make sure it's working here. Yes. But before I put this down, I definitely want to do this, although it will fit in since we've got it. Yeah, we're just going to put this down. I'm going to make sure that my bottom piece is glued down to my side. My bottom flap is glued down to my side one, and that will allow things to go in there a lot easier without getting tripped up. So let's go ahead and put this down. Okay. So whether you decided you wanted to go end to end or leave a little bit, just make sure you're getting it nice and straight. This is a little, there we go. Perfect. You know, as perfect as things get. I always like to make sure with something that I'm not gluing anything important down. And yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, so save this. We'll use it in a minute for the other side. Now, what I decided to put on the inside. Now I'm going to go ahead and move this back out of my way. There we go. I decided this orange paper I thought would work the nicest in here. But I'm not going to waste all of this paper in here, so it will be coming off. But I do need for it, you know, to cover up a bit in this area. So we can put it in just as far as we can put it in, which should bring you to the very edge of the pocket. And then just like you're matting the page, make your mark where it will come to, you know, just before your score line. Now let's go ahead and cut that. And I'm hoping I have enough to do the other side. I think I did plan on having enough to, thought I would have enough. Okay. So, see, with these like this, I'm really liking the orange on there. I probably should have cut it this way so that I would have these guys facing up. But that's okay. That's what I meant to do. So pay attention to the orientation of your paper for sure. For sure. All right. So I'm making a little mark where the paper ends and a little mark where the paper ends, and then also a mark to finish with the matting. So the matting mark is the one I'm going to do first. There we go. And then I see my paper here, and I want to go my mark here, and I want to go about a 1/2 inch in, and I cut this one off. So figured maybe I might have done that. Slide this back in there. Okay. And then I'm going to make a little mark where the edge, so I'm probably not going to cut anything but maybe to the corner. So that'll give me 3/8 of an inch. So I'm going to go from this corner to a 1/2 inch in from the mark. I hope that makes sense to you. Let me get my cutter out again. And I probably could use this one. This will cut better. Okay, so my corner, and then this is the mark I made. So I have my corner and the mark, but I want to move this in about a 1/2 inch away. There we go. And then cut. So yeah, it's a funky piece, but it's still something that we have to use. All right, let me go ahead, and I did ink the outsides of this, but well, I think I did. Okay, so we're going to slide this in, place this where we want it to be, and then that is our page. Just lovely. Love it. Love it. Now, since this is going inside a pocket, you don't have to ink all of the rest. It's not going to, you know, go anywhere. Pull that out just a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Very nice. Love it. Nice big pocket there. Okay, and then I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. I think this is dry. Well, maybe not. There we go. Okay, so again, we're going to fold what we just did, you know, the score mark we made. This needs to go off of my table. And then we're going to cut it. I did have this side, I went all the way down to the bottom. I need my cute pencil. Nope, that's not it. Here it is. And all the way to the top. So I am going to go, let's see. I am going to take my, let's see, which one is it? Right here. I'm going to take my, where did I put my mark? Yeah, see, I need it. Well, that could be my bottom there. I could make the mark here. Okay, so I made a score line here. Now I'm going to make a score line here. going to make this work. Yeah. I want, let's see, just going to do it this way. I want a 1/2 inch. There we go. Let's go ahead and cut this off. So that part's done. And we're going to make our mountains into valleys and our valleys into mountains. Okay. Now, I'm going to glue this down. See, I have my flap here and my flap here, which is already going to make that just a pocket all ready to go. All we'll have to do is cut. Oh, no. Oh. I forgot. This is longer than it needs to be. So we have to cut that first. Longer than it needs to be. So let's just place this and make a mark. Cut it off. Okay. Ink that little spot. Okay. Now we can glue it. Just making sure I'm recording. Okay, leave yourself a little bit of an edge. There we go. Now I'm just going to cut from here to here. Of course, it'll go all the way out, and then I'll cut that little bit off. And I'm going to do it on my good cutter. So maybe you'll see a little better look. This one is just a little easier to see where you're going with it. That's a teeny bit too much, but it's much straighter and it is very even. So let's see. And then this little piece here. All right, so much better. Leaves you with a bow tie. How to make a bow tie. I would totally make that commercial. Oh my God. It's late. I just want to try and get more of this album done. It just seems, I know it's really not taken me forever because, again, I'm going to put the bottom down along the side panel. Let's trim these off a little bit. But I did have like a little vacation in there where I didn't work on this. So I've been pretty steady. And of course, July, first 2 weeks in July, I posted on this. And then the last 2 weeks, it was like, sorry, Charlie, I got to do all this other stuff. I was silly to start it until I was done. But it's like, this was kind of my summer. project, and I wanted to actually get it done before summer was over. Oh well. Okay. And this, I'm going to have to snub on the end because it just was getting into my score line. Just a little bit too much. Okay. I really don't like working on pages that are already in a book, but this one had to fit a certain criteria, so, you know, sometimes you just gotta bite the bullet and do it. All right, so now here is our piece of paper that is going to fill this side in. Let's go ahead and make the mark where we're going to cut it. And other than that, it fits just fine. So I'm going to cut where I marked and then recheck to see if I need to make it a little shorter so that I have a little edge at the top. And I do need to make it shorter. I really just could not tell exactly where I was. I cannot wait to get my new glasses. Cannot wait. And now we have a little edge, which I love, having a little blue edge. All right, so I do have to ink right there, just the two sides. Wait a minute. I can, see, I'm going to leave from about there, about a halfway down from the top, and a ½ inch from the edge. And that should, I don't know, is that going to be okay? I think so. If not, we'll glue it down and make it work. So I'm just going to go from mark to mark. Here we go, mark to mark. Okay. Again, it's a weird shape, but it's more paper to use. And there we go. Perfect. Ah! So yeah, I figured with these little pockets it would be nicer to show you than trying to explain what I did. But that's a super simple way of making these, is just like glue it down, score your top and your side, and then just cut off, you know, get this the size you want it, and then just make the other around it. And you can do that with so many different things that you know, that sometimes we really struggle over. All right, this can move down just a smidge. And this, okay, there we go. All right, and then of course there will be tags in here. So I'll put that one there. And what do I got? Well, that wouldn't work. I just need something to remind me to put a tag in here. That's too big. Too large. Okay, well, I tell you what I'm going to do. Right there. That will remind me. I don't have anything other than those sizes right at the moment. All right, so I think let's see, we're at 31, and I think the other was something 20 something. So when we come back, we will work on these 3 pages, and there's no space, so I'm probably going to do 2 frames. And then on the back here, I will do something a little more interesting. So I might go ahead and do the 2 frames, and then we'll work on these 2 next time. Okay? All right, guys. Be kind, and I hope you make something you love. Bye for now.